in 2014. And Danny and Mal, you guys didn't have the drink. You started with the gel, and then a year and a half, later, you got the drink. So different backgrounds, same technology, same product, redox signaling molecules. As anybody's heard any of us speak about this, this is not just a product. This is not a product that started in the United States, that's available in the United States. It's not some product that came to Asia, that came to Australia. This is a breakthrough. This is something, it's a gift to humanity. Everybody in the planet's going to be on this product. It's just a matter of when. They can't get it right now in South Africa. They can't get it right now in Indonesia. They can't get it right now in China. People are sending it to their friends, but there are certain countries where we can get it. And you can get this in every country that ASEA is open in. Now, I've been asked by people on my team about using this product in place of using the drink. Is it as effective? Does it get into the cells? Does it get into the bloodstream? And I think many of us have seen some incredible things happen with just this product. So let me just touch on the science of this just a little bit so you understand. Molecules are tiny. They're all 2 to 4 atoms big. This is why when you do the 3 times in 5 minutes for people who are having pain, you see such incredible results. Right? So if someone has pain in their finger, which is it's not very deep, the joint there, you put it on 3 times in 5 minutes and you have a 90% chance that the person is going to have an amazing result by 10 minutes. Right? Well, you can do the same thing on the shoulder or put it on the hip. That's a much deeper joint. But you still get the same 90%. Why is that? It's because these molecules are so tiny. They get in through the skin. When you drink ASEA, most of it's getting in through your mouth. It's not getting in through digestion. So people are used to thinking that if you ingest something, that it's going to go through digestion. That's how it gets into the bloodstream. It's not how ASEA and RENU 28 get into you. It gets in through water channels when you drink it. So I can give you one of the side benefits of this is, where are you going to put the gel? Right? Well, people put it on their face now and they put it where they have skin conditions. But now what you need to do in Singapore is, and Danny and Mal can speak to this even more than I can because they only had RENU 28 for a year and a half. But what we do here, if someone can't drink it because they have a feeding tube or because they've got, or they won't drink it. I'll give you an example of a child who wouldn't drink it, and that's pretty powerful. But the best way to use it is, keep using it on your face, obviously, but put it along your spine. You have what's called dermatomes, DERMATOMES. Look that up. The one along your spine. So have someone rub it up and down your spine twice a day. And it's amazing what will happen from doing that. Put it on the soles of your feet. Put it on the soles of your feet a couple times a day, too. And then the other part, obviously, is over any area where there's a problem. If you have a lung problem, put it on the chest, put it on the back over the lungs. If you have a kidney problem, put it over the kidneys. Remember, molecules are going straight down in to the tissue that you're putting it on, but it's also getting into the bloodstream and going through the body. One of the side benefits of putting it all over your body is that your skin on your body is going to get as soft as a baby. So if you want to just put it all over your skin everywhere, it's going to get into your bloodstream, right? You got to do a little bit more than the drink, and we'll talk about that. But your skin's going to get so soft. Watch what happens. Watch the way it feels when you take a shower and you touch your skin and say, God, my skin feels like I did when I was 20 years old. So that's a couple parts of this. I'll tell you one story. I know Mal and Dan probably have more because they were forced to use the gel. That's all that they had for a long time again. In Australia, we have a grandfather here, an associate, who will be at convention and had amazing results with his kidney problems and with something else. I can't remember something else. With the drink. Has a son, he's in Florida, has a son in New York who has a daughter. So it's it's John's granddaughter who is on the spectrum, non-functioning, non-communicative, We all know, people that have this problem, children, it's an epidemic. We're not using medical terms, but, on the spectrum. And so John finally got the father to give it to the daughter. Well, she wouldn't drink it. She refused to drink it. She didn't like the taste. She couldn't drink it, right? And I said, well, don't give up. All they have to do is try using the gel. So the dad and the mom put the gel on the child's throat and stomach and rubbed it around the neck every night. 2 months of doing this, the child was 14 years old. The girl's 14 years old. Never spoken in a complete sentence in her life. Was always very combative and if the routine was broken of the day, got very upset. Well, one day there was a big snowstorm and there was a lot of snow. I mean, a couple feet of snow, and they canceled school. Well, if her routine had been ever broken, she would get very upset. She didn't get upset. She came to her father, who was sitting at the desk, and said, "Daddy, are you going to drive me to school today?" That was the first full sentence this child had ever said in her entire life. And things have just been improving since then. This is just a few months ago. And this is just using the gel. So I want to make sure people understand just scientifically, just because it's going on the surface, it's not getting into the bloodstream. It's really remarkable. And to me, I'll tell you what, just using this for now simplifies things. The position everybody's in Singapore right now is that most of Asia hasn't opened yet. It's like you're one of the seed countries that's going to spread it to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to everything. So I thought I'd just share that part of this, Danny, and I'll turn it back over to you guys.
David, may I ask you a question? And sure. I think this is a question. I think this is a question that a number of Singaporeans would probably like to ask you. If there is someone who is in severe trouble, who has been currently taking a bottle a day of the supplement, of the redox supplement, what dose of the RENU 28 would you suggest that they use in lieu of that same dosage? What I've been told is that one tube will represent about one bottle. But can you speak to that question, please?
Yeah. So my understanding is that's fairly close. There's a little debate on how much, So one thing is, I can say this: when people are putting the gel on, they put it on several times. I meant to mention this. They're going to see a little bit of a dust on their skin. And it's not the redox molecule. It's not salt. It's the clay that's in here. There's a clay that turns the drink into a gel. And the gel is about twice as strong as the drink. It's concentrated, right? So, so one thing you can do if you see the dust on your face or your body and you want to get it off, after you finish putting it on, just wait 5 minutes. The molecules are in you already. Take a wet cloth or a towel and wipe it off, and the dust comes off. That's just the clay, number one. Number two, what we're seeming to find is that if people are drinking 1 case of ASEA a month, so that's 4 bottles, it's the equivalent to about 6 tubes of gel. So in this interim, if someone's drinking 4 bottles, 1 case a month, they should be using about 6 tubes a month. If they're using 1 case a month, 6 tubes a month. People were drinking twice that, 8 ounces a day or 240 mLs a day, and you should be looking at about 10 to 12 tubes a month. And that seems to be the equivalent. There's no exact science on this. I mean, there just isn't. That's why it's good to put it, make sure if you're going to do this, make sure you're putting it along the spine, put it on the bottoms of the feet. And if people are not sure if they're having the same effect and they've had good effects with the drink, they should fill out another health benchmark form, benchmark where they are today, and start using just the gel and track their progress over a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and see how they're doing. Maybe they even get better than they were, right? And then you can adjust to see how much you need, really.
Just want to encourage everybody or anybody to make, if they've got any questions, to ask them in the chat box as well. More than welcome, guys. We'll get those answered. Yeah, we were the pioneers, really, in Australia, David, before you took over with your 3-in-1, which is just incredible, coming up with that process and people using the product that way. I know we can't make any claims. I'll make one before I get into everything we experienced, and a lot of people on this call know that prior to me using this product 3.5 years ago, I used to be quite ugly, but I can make that claim because people have seen my photos. We've had some incredible experiences. I mean, the first year, literally, we only had this product. There was a guy who had kidney problems, and his kidney functions were right down, and he didn't have the liquid, but just rubbing this in from the outside, his kidney function came up within 24 hours. So that was incredible to see that. Obviously, you know, this product, when people look at this product, they think a lot just for anti-aging. I mean, if you look at that side of things, you want to be taking photos of whatever you're using it on for, and make sure you get those photos after 28 days and each month after, because that's going to be part of your story. We, you know, when we do have people on the ASEA with an autoimmune issue, for example, their body is very, very damaged, and I don't start them on this product straight away because of the power of it from the outside and getting to the bloodstream and how it adds to the detox that somebody's going to go through. So just this product from the outside can do, just let me know when you've got me back. Hello, 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 got me? Okay. The RENU 28 from the outside is a very, very powerful product. Don't underestimate what this is, because what we've seen this year is incredible. So anything that anybody doesn't like on the outside, from the outside, no matter how they got what they've received, skin issues, anything to do with the sun, anything they don't like, just apply to I was doing a presentation actually, and I said, if there's something you don't like and you want to get rid of, apply this to it. And there's a lady who rubbed it on her husband next to her. So it's a very powerful product. I don't know if it's going to be her husband, but it is a powerful product. So guys, as I said, for you and what you're going through now, I see this as an opportunity. I think what this is going to do while you're going through what you're going through in the meantime is the stories you're going to create, how you're going to learn how to use it on people, what it's going to do will end up taking your business to the next level once things come back into play. I'll have a break now. Over to you.
So there's just a couple of questions in the chat box, which David, have you seen those questions? If you wouldn't mind speaking to those. The first one is Kevin's just asked for confirmation on what you just shared a couple of minutes ago, that you would suggest that one case would represent about 6 tubes of RENU. That's as I understood it as well. So is that how you described it?
Yeah, and using it effectively, and you know, like I say, you can put it all over your body, but make sure you're getting it along the spine, because that gets into the cerebral spinal fluid. It goes into the brain and everything. It's a good spot to do it in the soles of the feet. Also, I'm sure everybody knows that, you know, when you drink a bottle of ASEA, you get every drop. Here, I hope everybody is cutting the bottle open, the tube, when it's empty. What I do in my house is I cut it open at an angle here, and then I have the 2 halves. I can scoop out, and then I can push the 2 tubes back, the halves back together to keep it from drying out, and you can get a lot more out of it, because it's going to cost a little bit more. If you're having 6 tubes a month instead of 4 bottles, it's going to cost a little bit more. You want to get the very most out of it. And when the drink comes back, it'll make things easier. But for right now, this is it. And
then there's the other question. Did you see that second question in the chat box, David? From Edwina?
Let's see.
Is the gel sufficient for severe autoimmune situations? People that were taking 4 to 8 ounces daily and is off the medication will they need to return to medication to support? What danger signs to look out for? People taking 1 bottle daily with active worst case scenario treatment. Will the gel be sufficient?
Yeah. And hey, Edwina's we were talking about doing the Danny and I. Everybody adores you.
Your ears must be burning, Edwina.
You're you're a tip of the spear. Many amazing spears there. Edwina Lee. Yeah, so again, the redox molecules are redox molecules, right? It's a matter of getting them into the bloodstream. And so, you know, it's the same thing. If someone's drinking 2 cases of ASEA a month, that's 8 bottles, and they should be looking at 12 tubes a month to do it, and getting it on. And what they should do is, again, fill out the health benchmark form. Let's say they've been on ASEA for 3 months, 6 months, a year. They should fill out another health benchmark form right now as to where they are right now. Let's say they were functioning here and the ASEA's got them. Okay, well, fill out where are they right now? Energy, sleep, pain, everything. And start doing the 6 tubes a month if they're on 1 case a month. And if they're on 2 cases of ASEA a month, then do 12 tubes and then track the progress and make sure they maintain the benefits that they got from the drink, if that makes sense.
Perfect.
I'm having a hard time seeing the chat questions. I'm sorry.
If someone has dry skin and finds you drying, what to do?
One thing is after they put it on, wait 5 minutes and wipe it off, wipe the clay off. A lot of times it's the clay that does it. The other option is to get the serum. Now the serum is more expensive, obviously. But there's a very small percentage of people that just have a problem with the clay. It's that, and some have a problem with the buffer that's in here. Because for people who don't know, ASEA is just made from water and salt. And it's just strictly redox molecules, suspended in saline. The gel has to have 2 other ingredients added to it. One is a clay that makes the gel when you shake it up. Secondly, there's a buffer that brings the pH down. When they concentrate ASEA, it gets very alkaline, and the pH goes up very high. It's too high for the skin, so they put a buffer in it to actually bring it down a little bit. So there's always a chance that someone could have, there's a very tiny chance people could have a reaction to something in here. It's tiny. And if they do, or if their skin is dry, then they need, wherever it's getting dry, they should switch and use the serum. The serum has a different base. It's not a clay, it's a dimethicone type of base in it. So that's something that you can do also for the small percentage of people that have that problem. But when you're putting in multiple coats of this, multiple layers of it, you will see a dust on the skin. It is the clay. Just take a wet towel and wipe it off. It'll be gone. The molecules are already inside of you at that point.
If I can just add to Edwina with autoimmune. I mean, the body is so damaged in that situation that you really need to start them on a very small amount of RENU 28 and actually increase it over days or weeks just to see what they can tolerate, because they're just going to go through a detox like they do when they do the ASEA.
Yeah. I see a question about putting it in the mouth. We can't make any, we can't suggest anybody puts this anywhere but on their skin, because it is a topical, it's considered a topical anti-aging product, cosmetic product. I will tell you that there are people here that brush their teeth with it. People here basically will do anything with it at all except put it in. And the reason people will not put it in the, first of all, you have blurry vision because it's a gel, but there's a clay in here, and it's a silicate, and it could irritate the cornea. But you know, we can't claim to put it in any orifice of your body, including your mouth. But I will just tell you that many people seem to do that. Though the company won't condone it, and we don't, but because of the regulation that it's a cosmetic product.
So Mel, we all have a little challenge in Singapore, which we're going to get over and get through. You've been in the industry for a very, very long time. What's some advice for the guys in the situation? We've got this incredible range anyway, the whole skincare range. and we know that things are going to be right in the near future, what would you recommend as far as moving forward to give them a hand?
Well, I think the way to look at this is that we are still in the very early throes of launching this technology into the whole of Asia. And so everybody that's here are really the pioneers of taking this technology. We drive the market into the Asian countries, and Singapore, of course, is one of the early ones. So it's still very, very early days. And whenever you are the pioneer of anything, whenever you're the vanguard of any new business, new technology that, is not always understood in those countries, the opportunity is still there. The opportunity is still live and well. I think the other thing David just mentioned is very true, is that redox molecules are redox molecules, whether they're delivered by a liquid or whether they're delivered by a gel. Redox molecules are still there, still part of the range. So we just have to change direction a little bit in terms of how we go to the market, and all we can do and take to the market the products that we do have. And of course, that product range in Singapore is about to increase with the with the source products over the next couple of months. So that will add to the arsenal of the range of products that we have there. So the way I kind of look at it is, okay, so we just have to deal with the best we can, move forward. There'll be people coming into the business next week in Singapore that won't know anything about the redox supplement. And so for them, it's just like we're delivering the products to market as we had. It was interesting yesterday because, and I was not in the business. I was not building the business at the time in Australia when we had the RENU. I came on at a time when we had both the products. So my journey with ASEA only began in around early mid-2016. So I'm kind of the new kid on the block here. But it was interesting for me to listen to Justin and Nicole yesterday, because they actually went diamond on just the RENU 28. I think it was, don't quote me on this, but I think it was in like about 6 months or 9 months in Australia, and all they had was the RENU 28. They didn't know any better, so they just took that to market. They knew about the redox molecules and what the redox molecules would do for people. They got incredibly excited about that. And I think that's what Singaporeans have to do, is just to get behind the RENU, get behind the RENU Advanced, the skincare system, the skincare sets that we have, and that build your business. Because here's what's going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take before the AVA allows, or they get the wording right or the classification right, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. But for those of you to go ahead and build your businesses, when the redox comes back, your businesses will explode. You will literally go from whatever rank you've got at that time, you'll increase your ranks phenomenally quickly. Here's what else I can tell you. Those that change tack and adopt this, the leaders will come through big and strong, and they will have the markets. And some people might choose to wait, but they'll miss a lot of the business. They'll miss a lot of the market. And, there's still the rest of Asia. So Singapore is one country. And I've always said to the guys over there, never build your business just in one country. I've learned that lesson the hard way. Or you and I both, Doyle, have learned that the hard way. Never ever rely on one market. You don't. So if I was in Singapore, I'd certainly be spreading my wings into looking for contacts in Taiwan, into Hong Kong, into Thailand, Philippines, and the other markets that we believe will come on, within the next, let's say, 12 months, 18 months. Malaysia, we hope, will come on late next year. Of course, that's right next to Singapore. So what I've learned over the years in the industry is whatever it is, it is. We just have to deal with it best we can and move on. And the real leaders and the strong ones will not only move on, they'll benefit, they'll profit, and it's just like changing tack a little bit. We just have to do that. So, it's doable. We know people can go diamond and hire just on the gel, as you did, Doyle. I mean, you set up your whole business, your whole organization that ended up being, an ambassador business. And you'd really built that, a lot of that in the first 12 months when all you had was the gel. So we just deal with it best we can. I'm going to do whatever I can to support the market. I aim to be back up there in August and November. It won't change what I do. I'm still driving into Asia as a whole. And Singapore is one of those markets. It's not the only one that we work in, and the same for the Singaporeans. It's just the thin end of the wedge, and the opportunity really is still 95, 98% intact. It's just that sometimes these things happen, and the strong will survive, and they're the ones that will go on to be the ambassadors and the future presidents up in Asia. The opportunity is still phenomenal. So we want to remember that we've still got redox molecules. They haven't been taken off us. We've still got those. We could still deliver those to market, and it'll be incredibly exciting. And look, ASEA will get through. They'll do whatever they need to do to get the redox back. You can count on it. It's just, I don't know what the time frame is, and I don't know if they know right now. If they did, they would let us know, but it's whatever it is. So we just deal with it the best we can. That's what leaders do. We move on, and I don't doubt that there'll be plenty more diamonds coming out of Singapore in the next 6 months. I don't have any doubts about it at all. So we just keep doing what we're doing.
It's a lot easier than when I did it on just that. I did get to diamond on just that here in Australia. Now they've got this. The guys, you've got a much bigger range than what I had. And so just go and create the stories with the RENU 28. As I said, you guys are going to come back bigger and stronger with having those stories and working with this product, knowing how it works, knowing what it can do, knowing what it can achieve. Go and create those stories and help people with it. There's a couple more questions. Okay.
I'm reading some of the questions, Danny, and I just want to reiterate, it seems like a simple thing with the drink. You just put it in your mouth, you hold it for 60 seconds, you swallow it. People are asking about the gel for different things. Just use it. Just exactly what I was talking about. If you do the equivalent of 1 case of ASEA is 6 tubes of gel, and a person is putting on 6 tubes a month, and they're getting the same amount of redox as they did by drinking a case. So there's no, again, the beautiful thing about it is you can't use too much of it. It's non-toxic, right? If you wanted to use 100 tubes a month of your body, you can do it. You're gonna have a lot of dust on you, so wash it off, but it's the same thing. And it'll just take a little bit of time for people to see that. And the new people that you bring on in Singapore, they're not gonna know about the drink. They're gonna know that they get in other countries, but all they're going to know is that what they can use is this. They're going to benchmark everything in their health, energy, sleep, breathing problems, every single thing, and they're going to use the gel, at least 6 tubes. It starts with 6 tubes for at least that first month, at least. I'd recommend people getting 12 tubes the first month so that after 1 week you can double the amount you're using. And just keep track of the progress every week. And watch what happens. These people are going to have amazing experiences. Their skin's going to get so soft. They're going to have the same 3 times in 5 minutes. Have them go find 10 people in pain and do the 3 times in 5 minutes. And they're going to be so excited about this. It simplifies things. For me, this is no lie. I almost it would be easier to build a business with just this because it's so simple. And you got the serum and the moisturizer. It's just a very simple product that you're using on the skin, but getting all the other benefits on the body. So, and I want to touch on what Mal said too. We all agree. You never want to have all of what you said, your eggs in one basket, and to have all of your business in one market. If something happens in that market for whatever reason, you got a problem. All your income is coming from there. So in Asia, since the countries are kind of close together there, I mean, like Mel said, Malaysia is not open yet, but Malaysia is going to open. Malaysia is very tied to Singapore, and Malaysia is a much more enormous market for network marketing than Singapore is. So and on my team, I don't find people saying, oh, gee, woe is me. We don't have the drink. We can't do anything. I mean, my team seems to be feeling the way I feel. It's like, well, that's okay. Let's rock, because we are still one of those 5 or 4 countries in Asia that are open. Indonesia's not open. Korea's not open. Malaysia's not open. And so just go at it with the simplification of this product. You're still going to get amazing results with it. The only thing you can't do is put it in the eye. Remember, that's the only difference that we have right now. But you can put it around the eye, and it's going to go. The molecules will go through the eyelid, So I think it's a very exciting time, and I'm excited for my team and for everybody's teams, because you're the beginning of Asia, which is huge.
Guys, reach out to us to help you build this around the world. You guys have got people on Facebook, on Instagram. You've got people in your phone. There's people that you know outside of Singapore as well. You can do really well with these products, with the skincare range in Singapore. They create those stories, but let us help you build this around the world. We've come up with some incredible ways. I think I shared it with David, and Mal's adopted it, where I've done a call for 30 minutes on the expert in the house, and we've set up a script where you can send this call out to people on social media, and we are getting 1 in 20, 1 in 25 people coming back without any follow-up saying, I want the product. So let's do one for you guys just with the skincare range. I think we've got the expert that can do that. And use David's, use his webinar to use with a little bit of a spiel, a script, to get it out there to your social media. And then you can use mine to actually get it to people in countries outside of Singapore.
And one thing, Danny, for people that saw, I sent it to you. I shot a 10-minute little video yesterday just for Singapore regarding the product. Nothing about the opportunity side of it at all, about how to use it. Edwina Lee had a good suggestion, because I was talking about how Singapore can't get the drink right now. And Edwina said, well, that's great for the existing people, but could you shoot one that was just about the gel and that's it? Because new people that you're about to call today and tomorrow, they don't know anything about the drink. So I will shoot another short one about that hopefully anybody can use it. I'll keep it compliant. I'll talk about how to use it. It'll probably end up being 5 minutes. Okay. So.
Sure, fantastic. If maybe you touch a little bit at the end on the opportunity as well, that'll be great, because that's something as a whole they can get out to people.
Oh yeah.
That would be brilliant. Yeah.
And by the way, the expert in the house thing that you did was brilliant, because you really. It was brilliant. I watched it, and it was 30 minutes. It was short. It really focused on the product and the health benefits, and you brought the business in at the end, just very tactfully. And I know, because there are always some people that are kind of not sure about the business, and I know in Singapore it is really, they're very, very focused on the product. And for people that have not seen Dan's presentation, take a look at it. Now he's talking about ASEA, so we'll do one just about RENU, but it was really beautifully done, Danny. It really was. Yeah,
no, thanks. Hopefully it helps everybody. So we're getting a really good hit rate, I suppose. You know, there's people. I've got 3,000 contacts in my phone. I haven't even touched. I've got all the people on Facebook, 5,000 people, 3,000 people on LinkedIn. So, guys, those people that you're not talking to may have health challenges, may want to look at the anti-aging side. They're all over the world, and if you're not reaching out to them, there's people not getting advantage to these products. So get to them as quickly as possible. Don't hesitate. If you're really serious about getting this to the world, there's literally no time, especially in the position that you're in. We've been through this, but we don't stop. Sit on your hands, to watch TV, to relax. While you're doing that, you're not changing people's lives. And that's our intention. That's the company's intention. We want to hand this gift to them, a gift that can take them anywhere they want to go, whether it be their health or financial freedom. We have got the vehicle that can take them there. So reach out to everybody you can as quickly as possible, and then you won't be thinking, as I said, about this little glitch that we have at the moment. Mel, do you want to add anything?
No, I just want to say thank you to David for being on the call. Thank you very much. And thanks, Doyley, for organising, and we hope that it's helped. I mean, for me, and I'm sure I speak for David and Doyley, our commitment to Asia is full. We see personally, I see Asia as being the most massive market for ASEA in the next 2, 3, 5 years. You know, there'll come a time in a year or 2 years' time when you'll have built your organisations and you won't even remember this glitch. It's just you know, a glitch on the radar. But keep your eyes focused on the bigger picture always. You know, the old saying is when you look through the windscreen, keep your focus on where you're going, not on all the fly specks on your windscreen, because there's always fly specks. There's always going to be something happening, but keep your eye on the big picture. You got, I don't know, 3-something billion people on your doorstep. You're going to have, all you guys are going to have monstrous businesses, monstrous organizations in the years to come. Keep your vision on that. Keep your vision on the big picture always. And things come against you. But the advice I think we'll all give you is broaden your horizons away from just one market as well. Start looking to other markets and work into your organizations to diversify. It's something that I've done, you know, diligently, really, to do that with ASEA, to get my organizations into many, many countries. And I would recommend you do that. But the future is enormous. And notwithstanding, we just work through this and just keep going. And in another couple of months, you're going to have 3 new products as well. So that's going to help. So business as usual. Let's just keep cranking, get on to diamond and triple diamond and ambassadors, and we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And I'll be up there and again in a few weeks' time and do what we can to help you continue to build your organizations. But thank you, David. Appreciate your time and really be appreciative that you can do that video for everybody. That'd be great.
Absolutely, Mal. Thank you. And thank you, Danny, too. And I want to just close with my close and I get back to Danny. I hope you all can appreciate what this is. Because if there was no drink and there was never a drink and this is the product that came out, and it did what it does for wrinkles, okay? It did what it does for cellulite. And it does what it does for 3 times in 5 minutes, that you sit down with 10 people that are in pain. If you knew that 90% of them within 10 minutes were going to have an amazing result by putting something on their skin, you would look at this as the greatest breakthrough in the history of mankind, probably health-wise. Right? And then you saw what it did for all the health issues, everything else. Well, this is what we have. I have always said, and Danny, this is no joke, because you only had this. It would be so much simpler because people make a quicker decision to put something on their body than in their body. They're always looking, well, what's in it? Can it people just put stuff on their body so simply. This is a gift. And you guys are so at the beginning of this whole thing. So we're really excited for you. I'm excited for everybody that's going to be, coming to convention this year. There are already diamonds over in Asia, which is incredible. It's happening so fast in Asia. Here in the United States, people years to get diamond, taking months to get diamond in Asia. And for those of you who are coming to convention, we're looking forward to seeing you. Those of you who have not made the decision, they have a contest. Hey, you can win it to come over. Hopefully you'll come over. And if not, by the next convention, the next year, you're going to see how many new diamonds are walking across the stage from Asia. And some of them are on this call right now. So thanks a lot, Danny, Mal. Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
No, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming on, David and Mal. Guys, I think it's time to push hard till the dust settles, and then keep pushing anyway. I think I can commit on behalf of the guys that don't know this at this stage, but how about we come back in around about 4 weeks' time and we actually do a presentation for your guests. How's that sound, guys? Yeah, we'll do an opportunity presentation. We'll do a Discover ASEA, the 3 of us.
Awesome.
Just after I get back from Global Advisory, early August, if that suits. And
Yep.
yeah, just have a look at the end of the first week, a roundabout, give or take. We'll come up with a date and get your guests ready to come on a mind-blowing call. And you bring them on and we'll bring them on.
That's right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Dolly. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.